The search for a suspect in the murder of 6 men, including 2 innocent bystanders, has spread to another North Surrey high-rise. Police have been combing the area looking for physical clues. But CTV's Lisa Rossington has some insight into what the motive for the Surrey massacre may have been. Lisa?
Well, Bill, police say this case is enormous. So big, in fact, they're comparing it to the Picton case because of the number of victims and police officers involved.
Criminals in Surrey are likely feeling the heat tonight. The place is crawling with cops. Over 100 officers are looking for the people responsible for a mass murder.
Citizens of Surrey can expect to see groups of police officers throughout the community in and around this area, probably about a 10-block radius. Do not be surprised.
Overnight, police descended on a second Surrey high-rise.
They carried in a great big assault rifle too. I don't know whether it was like a machine gun or what, but it was pretty scary looking.
Outside the Stanley apartment, squads of officers combed the property, searching everywhere for evidence.
Weapons, clothing, anything.
All this activity is directly related to the murders of 6 men just a few blocks away.
Deteriorating. I think it's just the drug problems that's everywhere.
And it's the drug trade that likely caused the violence. Almost 50 detectives are interviewing associates and friends of the men. There has been intense focus on their criminal history. 2 of the dead, Mike and Corey Lal, had problems with the law in the past. This is Mike Lal on vacation. Drug trafficking and possessing restricted guns were just some of the charges they'd faced. Surrey was their turf, and when 38-year-old Dylan Becker tried to cut in on the action, there was a shootout in this parking lot. It happened October 11th. Becker was killed. 8 days after that, Corey and Mike Lal were murdered. Police won't say if there is a connection between Becker and the Lal brothers.
Are the Lal brothers a suspect in the Dylan Becker murder?
You know, I haven't been able to be updated on the Becker homicide. Now, I can't answer that question. I don't know who is involved with that homicide.
No comment. You get out.
The Lal family wasn't talking.
No.
Police will likely need to sort out who Becker was working with, who were his associates, and was this a retribution killing?
And no arrests have been made. Flowers and a book of condolences has been set up here at the scene of the crime. One of the people who knew many of the dead is a man by the name of Kelly Merrigan. He is a Surrey defense lawyer. He represented Dylan Becker, Mike Lal, and Eddie Narong, all of whom are now dead. He is not talking. We have tried to speak to him for the past couple of days. He has refused to return our calls, Bill.
It is frustrating enough when child support payments aren't made, but imagine one family's reaction when they discovered the checks were being scooped up by the tax department. Tonight on Go Public, Kathy Tomlinson has our exclusive story.
Let's get it garnished.
Tracy Davidson struggled for years before finally getting $500 a month in child support. Suddenly, it's gone again. Her payments cut to just $3.88.
I phoned them and they said, let me look into it.
No mistake. The BC government, which collects the payments from her ex, told her Ottawa is now scooping her money to pay his tax bill.
I just lost it. I was so upset. I thought that was ridiculous that the government would take the money that the kids need.
Apparently, her daughter's dad owes back taxes on top of $18,000 in child support arrears. The law says when creditors stake a claim on someone's income, the tax man gets paid first.
Obviously, somebody is bigger than I, bigger than the children, bigger than the means for the children. They're not that important to the government of Canada.
Daughter Kayla is left without money for college.
I mean, there's just no money for that kind of thing. It's a luxury.
Davidson says the Canada Revenue Agency won't even tell her how long this will go on.
No answer.
No answer.
We tried to call a Justice Department number she was given. No answers there either.
The case number and last name you entered do not match what is on the system. Your call will now be disconnected.
There's frustration over this across the country. In one Saskatchewan case, when the mother kicked up a fuss, Ottawa backed down. The Canada Revenue Agency told CBC exceptions can be made, but in hardship cases.
This is something that we need to discuss with the federal regulators.
BC's Attorney General says families should always come first.
I think there has to be some accommodation made for children and for spouses who have the burden of looking after children.
This is an open door. If you don't want to pay child support, don't pay your taxes, have the government or the federal government have a garnishment put on your taxes, and then you don't have to pay your child support.
What's worse for Davidson, her ex is in Ontario, which charges no interest on child support debts. No incentive for him to catch up anytime soon. Kathy Tomlinson, CBC News, Vancouver.